Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the LaFrance Paradigm. My name is Robert LaFrance, and this is where I learn and share strategies for an impact, specifically in investing in real estate for the active duty or soon to be veteran military real estate investor, okay, or entrepreneur. If you are trying to figure out a way to make more money while you're in the military or in preparation for separation, watch this video and follow this channel. All right, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode because I'm just constantly learning and sharing what I'm learning and implementing in my real estate business and in my life now that I'm no longer in service, but giving back to the community. Okay, and this is how I do that. This is how I stay plugged in and maintain that sense of camaraderie and work with dope ass people who are doing cool ass shit and making a living while I'm doing that and chasing my purpose, fulfilling my passions and my purpose, which is being an accessible dad to my family and training to become a body flight champion. Okay, I'm a wind tunnel instructor at iFly Virginia Beach. It's been my dream job since 2010, and I'm doing it. And I'm stoked, and I want you to do the same thing, whatever that means for you. Okay, so how do you make more money while you're in the military? Let's ask ourselves that question and identify how you can do that. Line up your resources and options, and then figure out a way to use that money, put that money into something that's going to make you more money while you focus on your job and your mission and whatever it is that you're focusing on. Okay. That's why real estate is so powerful, in my opinion. There's a lot of ways to make money, but I think real estate is the best way to do that, and anybody can learn it. It's 9 simple steps, and if you can follow a checklist or work with someone who can follow a checklist and have them work your money just like you have your retirement accounts do and your thrift saving plans and your 401ks. There's some imaginary figure out there manipulating your money to turn it into more over the next 30 years for you. What the fuck is going on the other side of that? Okay, so this is where you get to be more in control, more aware. What are you going to be doing, and how can you have those things leverage your investment goals? Okay, so real estate, your money is always protected in the value of the property. That's why it's so important that we negotiate purchases at a discount as much as possible, not just to protect ourselves and our lenders from the market shifts or whatever, but when you refinance down the road, you're just going to have more equity and more money accessible for you to pull out tax free within 12 to 18 months. Okay. And so that's why it's always important to negotiate a discount, even though you might love it and it's worth what they listed it for. You always want to try to negotiate a discount. Okay. Now, how can we find funds to do that? Once we've already found our special pays and we're getting SRBs or enlistment bonuses or bonuses of some sort, or maybe you're already a homeowner. Maybe you took out a cash advance on a credit card or something like that, or you're a credit card debt expert. You know, people are able to leverage credit cards and fly for free and do all these different things when they've learned the system. I'm not one of those guys, but maybe you are. But if you're able to find funds, you can put that in real estate and multiply it by an interest rate that you can work out with your real estate investor depending on the market interest rates and ultimately the cash flow of the property. You can't ask for a 16% interest rate on a loan on a property that can't float that payment. All right. So you got to have your head on your shoulders and not up your ass. Okay. So who can you work with? What can you do with this money, and how much money can you make? Okay. Those are the questions that you're looking for. As long as you're asking those questions, where can I find more money, and who can I work with, and where can I put it to make more, you're going to be going in the right direction. What's really important is that you ask these questions amongst your peers in your network and look for additional resources while you're in the military or before you separate, because there are a ton of resources. And the biggest thing that I think I complained about before separating was that I just didn't know. I wish I would have made a better decision in so many areas of my life if I just knew which questions to ask or which direction to go and knew about these ample ample resources. There's just a ton of resources out there, and we just don't know about them. All right, so it's really important that you ask your network and then also share videos like this so you can grow together as a group. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're watching this, you don't have to do this alone. And matter of fact, the more you start to ask people around you, like, yo, you want to join my real estate team? yeah, I'm working and I'm doing this part-time spare time, but like, yo, are you about it? Are you trying to make money and deals and come up? No? Okay, well then no sweat. But this is what I'm gonna be doing. This is what I'm gonna be doing. We're gonna be on deployment instead of playing Xbox and keeping all that hazard pay. That's all all those extra pays out there playing Xbox, working out your thumbs, getting jacked and stuff like that. You could still be doing that, but putting that money in what's called a self-directed IRA, and your custodian, which could be a real estate investor partner, could use those funds and build your retirement and buy and own cash flowing real estate, RV parks, apartment buildings, campgrounds that pays that retirement account every single month. There's a lot of options and resources, and when you know how to do it, you're going to be set up. And that's just what I want you to be, is set up and work towards being set up so when shit happens, you're good. When I had rentals, when I was going through my divorce, I had places to stay. I was homeless, but not homeless at the same time. I had some tenants that I had move in there, and then they were cool, and I was able to crash on my couch when I was between like Guantanamo Bay and Virginia Beach going through a divorce. Man, having rentals and that extra income and just the opportunity that they have not only builds wealth for those who are trying to make extra money part-time spare time to send their kids to college or pay off their student loans or have more fun or live in a van at the airport, or down by the river. There's a safety blanket there. All right, and that's what I'm all about here, is learning how we can protect our assets, build a fortune while pursuing what we want to be doing. Okay. And if that's something that you're interested in, you need to go to checks2cashflow.com or click the link below where you can see and use my 9-step checklist for you to start finding and negotiating and funding and closing on cash flowing multifamily assets. And so all you need is to be hungry, willing, and coachable, and download, or not download, but put in your email at the website, and then you'll get in your email, and then you just start calling people and you start having conversations. This isn't get rich quick. You can make a lot of money in a relatively short period of time. But if you were to go about this, if I were to go back and start over again, I would tell myself, yo, don't be so hectic. Don't be so in a rush. Like, yo, I know you're hungry. I know you're trying to make a come up. I know you're trying to make Christmas memorable, but I think when, even though all the steps, there's some like bigger purpose out there that's like influencing the results, because you can have properties, you can have deals, and then you can have people who say that they'll, be your private lender and banks and stuff like that. And then there's like criteria that require the qualification criteria and everything. And I think that there's like a divine qualification criteria before certain things. And that might just be me, but over the last 8 years, I've been learning and studying and putting effort into this and getting rentals and doing subject to and selling my subject to and just all kinds of life happening within 8 years. It's crazy. So I did 7 years in the Navy, and and I got out. My daughter was born, and then my daughter's about to be 8, and so I've almost done like 2 naval careers in comparison, and it's just wild to think. So if I were to go over and start over, I'd start now. I would start using this checklist, because that's boots on the ground, hand experience. You're building a network. Start a spreadsheet with all the agents that you connect with, because it's not about this deal. It's about the deal after this one or behind the one that you're talking about, because you're a professional and you understand you're not going to buy everything. Everything isn't worth buying. And sometimes everything that is worth buying, you just can't, because you don't have the funding or something. So the muscle memory and the building the muscle and the mobility, stretching out. If this is something new, calling people and saying, hey, I want to buy your multi-million dollar property, tell me about it. It's pretty nerve wracking. A lot of people hesitate getting into this side of real estate because it's bigger numbers, but I want to tell you right now, it's less obstacles and challenges for a bigger payout. And it does take longer. It can take longer because of just, you're dealing with multiple units, maybe multiple parties. You're already dealing with multiple parties in every real estate transaction, but like at a bigger scale. So it's just exciting to know that for me, in my own personal journey, I was a Navy diver, got into real estate, wanted to build wealth, build a family, started learning that in being on the investor side of real estate is where the fortune building is at, juggling all of life's challenges and personal development amongst those goals. And now I get to have my income. I get to have my income from my rentals, and I get to be a body flight instructor and pursue bigger deals and get to collaborate with people who also want to organize veteran retreats and do cool stuff in the name of veterans and just help spread resources and knowledge within our community. So when you are looking for them, you know where to go or you know who to ask. So you don't end up like how we feel about just not knowing about all of these resources that are available for you, but you're so in your box and your day-to-day stuff that you might not see it. And so you really got to follow up with those TAPS courses or Fleet and Family or your career counselor or wherever your chiefs, and not even those people. If you want to be that leader, if you want to be that leader, if you're like, my head should be doing all this stuff, you do that stuff. You go out there and collect folders and start your own little business and start your own little team leadership networking. Hey, that's a personal development. Yo, guys, like I know shit's been going down here. You're tired of doing inventory on waffle boxes. I know we haven't dove in fucking weeks, but listen, like I'm doing this. If you guys want to do this with me, hey, I was putting this folder together and I just heard you talk about that. Boom, here's this piece of paper that has this info and this number. Call this person so you can start doing that. Like take some ownership in your team and in your career. And I know some places make it easier than others, and I know some places make it harder than others, and it's just something that you're not interested in doing. I've been in both of those things, but any effort, any repetition you can do is just going to strengthen your muscle and mobility for when you get out and you start having conversations and trying to pursue that new career for a workforce or an employer or starting your own business. And I've tried it all. I've delivered newspapers and I've done consulting for a farm, scaling businesses. Real estate is the best because I can call, say, yo, I'm interested. I can't pay that price. Okay, money's coming over. Boom. Okay, hey, I need to make repairs. You can be a person. You don't have to be an expert in every area, and there's ways to scale and there's all different things that you can do within real estate. And so, although you may be seeing me on YouTube talking about my experience, this is what I want to do within my wheelhouse of expertise in pursuing my passion. You could be an anonymous real estate mogul and contribute back to your community or live on a boat for 8 years or whatever you do with that passive income that you've built up from buying businesses and establishing that residual income. It's exciting. Okay, so thank you so much. Make sure you go to my website, checksthecashflow.com, www.checksthecashflow.com. They say that the rising tide lifts all ships and courage is contagious. So help me help you, help your friends. Let's get this money. Let's close on some deals. Let's start our businesses and create our dream life that we want. Boom. With people who are here to do it with us. Boom. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, drop a comment if you want. Talk to you soon. Peace.